Hello there, sword friends. Today I'm going to tell you about a project I have coming up. It is the My Little Pony Katana, one that I've teased for a little while if you're a watcher of my channel. If you're not, then well, welcome. My name is Matt, and I'm going to make a My Little Pony Katana, or rather have one made would be the appropriate thing to say. I've talked about this a little bit, but I do, before I get into the story and the why and what I've got so far, I just want to solicit some feedback from fellow sword friends and My Little Pony fans to help me get on the right track. I really want to make a cool project here. I want it to fit the character. I want it to be good, and it's easy to stray from that path. So if you are a sword friend and a My Little Pony fan, particularly if you walk both of those paths, I would really be interested in your feedback if I'm on the right track or if you have any ideas that I might not be considering. Anyway, the story of the My Little Pony, to get it out there, is I've done a lot of sword projects over the years, and some of them have been more contemporary, more bold, more flamboyant, and along the way, the Mystery Man in Black has helped me with a number of those things, and as have other craftsmen. And when I have an idea that may be going a little off the rails, it's often said that, if you do that, it turns into a My Little Pony katana. And it's always been this kind of joke, this kind of running gag of the line that you don't want to cross. And now I just kind of want to cross it. It's been funny enough that, like, now I think a My Little Pony katana just needs to be made for me personally to satisfy the itch to cross the line, so to speak. But also, my daughter, as a parent, she grew up enjoying My Little Pony. She watched it. I have some passing familiarity as a parent that has bought the toys and had to watch the show. And while it's not necessarily my cup of tea, I certainly acknowledge that she really enjoyed it, and it was lots of fun for her. Further, when I floated the idea, there was one thing when it kind of started as a gag, but when I mentioned that I was going to make a My Little Pony katana, a lot of people that were interested and involved in that community gave me very positive feedback and were really into it, and we're happy to see a sword be made in the theme, and we're genuine and kind with their words and trying to be helpful. And so it kind of inspired me not just to make one, but to do a good one, something that actually is going to fit the character and fit in the show and be a cool thing for somebody that is interested in My Little Pony. So that's kind of the why I'm doing it. It started as a joke, but now, like, it is funny, but it is also a cool thing. And I don't know how many My Little Pony katanas have been made, frankly. But anyway, the intent here is probably to make one in the Rainbow Dash theme. I thought about Twilight Sparkle. My daughter's favorite as a child was Rainbow Dash, and plus that's going to make a really bold, colorful thing, which is, I think, what I would like to do with the project. It started with needing to find a blade that would work, and so I have a Huawei Unokobi Zukuri blade here, and what I wanted to find was a secondhand sword that would keep the budget basically in check, because this is already going to be really expensive, and my hope is eventually to sell it, but I have to make something that I would also like, because it may be a permanent fixture in my collection. Anyway, Huawei makes good swords. There's lots of nice little detail on the sword. It's well made, and the Unokobi Zukuri geometry on this one makes it a lively, nimble little thing. It's attractive. It's got some cool things, and the bohi, I think, offers some options to maybe include lacquer in the bohi if I opt to go that way. So anyway, I found a blade with a bold hamon, a cool pattern on it. It is going to be a functional, sharp, live sword. That's the intent here, and I was able to pick one up from Sword Friend Zed not too long ago, and it's really going to fit the project, I think, pretty well. It's weird to spend, it's something that I've done before, but it's strange to spend potentially thousands of dollars on a effectively $300 sword blade. But that is what's going to happen here. And that's why I was kind of looking for one from Huawei, because the tangs, the Nikagos, are all pretty nice. They're pretty well constructed. The lines on them tend to be clean. The hamons and patterns tend to be reasonably bold. And I know the Mystery Man in Black doesn't mind working with them so much. So anyway, that's at least the general idea of what I'm doing. I will tell you now what I kind of have planned. So I do want to preface, actually, before I do that, there's three kind of goals here, and one is that it needs to be kind of on a budget, right? And already bear in mind that, like, I know you could really spend as much money as you want on something like this, but bear in mind that the lacquer alone with 8 colors will probably close to $800 just to physically purchase the paint necessary to do it, because it's sold in gallon forms, and it has to be a particular type of lacquer that a person can work with that stays and is durable, and the kind that is generally used is sold by the gallon, and so it's going to be a lot of money in paint already. So anyway, a budget is important. I've got some ideas of things that I probably couldn't afford, but I'm already kind of going off the rails on here. So budget is an important thing. Two, it's got to be functional and good and durable. Like I want this to actually be a sword that a person could use. They could strap it on, they go cut tatami, bring it out to the old samurai battle if they were, transported back in time, so to speak. So it's got to be functional, durable. Like it has to function as a sword. And then also, very importantly, and not least, it needs to fit with the character that's chosen. Now, right now, I'm kind of thinking Rainbow Dash. It's not set in stone yet, but that's the one I want to go with, and it needs to fit that character particularly well. And I don't really want to make concessions in like the colors or things that would throw people off. I'm assuming that the colors used in Rainbow Dash need to be exactly the same as the way they're displayed on screen, and that any deviation is probably to be avoided color scheme wise. So that also puts some limits on what's physically possible. For example, if I go with a handle, which I'll show you my tentative design right here, but if I go with a conventional Japanese style sword handle, they don't come, the Ito is not something that's easy to dye, and if you do, it doesn't necessarily come out consistently in colors. And it would be pretty expensive to try to dye lots and lots and lots of lengths of Ito to potentially get a color that lined up right with the rest of the colors on there. So there's one blue shade that is currently sold in silk that might work and look the part of something, the blue in Rainbow Dash's mane or tail. So that's one thing that I suppose I need to note, is that that's a limitation. I've also incidentally thought about doing resin handles. Somebody did mention that a resin handle might be possible, and along the idea of, well, what could a resin handle look like? It would inherently be like a little bit like the Highlander katana. My daughter informed me that there is a move that Rainbow Dash does in the show called a sonic rain boom, where the pony jumps into a Superman style pose and flies on a trail of rainbow after making like a sonic boom. And in my mind, if it's possible to get a resin handle that would be durable and fulfill the needs necessary, that might be kind of cool. It would look a little Highlander-esque. Maybe I could lacquer parts of it to match the scabbard. I don't have any idea how much that costs just yet. And then I could make a suba, a guard that basically looks like the sonic boom thing. It's basically this big ring that shoots out. Theoretically, I might be able to have something like that cut out on a water jet, then use similar lacquers that would be done, because there'll be a little bit of extra lacquer, you might say, when this is all over, to put in parts of the guard. I'm not sure on that yet. Making custom furniture, making custom sculptures, making custom fittings is all very expensive. It would be very easy to spend hundreds of dollars or potentially thousands of dollars on having some of these custom pieces made. And I do want to avoid that. So if it's possible and feasible in a general budget, that'd be great, but I'm not sure exactly how possible or feasible it is. But that's one idea. Anyway, so tentatively, I've got this drawing here, which you're probably not going to see particularly well on camera. So I'm going to just overlay a photo of it. And I do want to check and see if some of these are in the realm of possibility. Initially, my drawing, I thought maybe I would put rattan on. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility, because rattan is usually spiraled around an object and it doesn't allow enough separation to put in different colors well. But I could do perhaps some sort of candy cane or some sort of stripe around, spirals around in the various colors that embody Rainbow Dash. I know she's got like a blue body, and so the mane could kind of trail down the scabbard and then trail off in some way that looks like a ponytail. My drawings probably aren't doing it particularly well. And then the cutie mark, which is actually not all that dissimilar from a mon, like a symbol that would embody a house or a clan or some sort of symbolism. I could use that in various places around the scabbard, and I'm not sure exactly how that would work, but it's certainly possible to maybe stencil something like that in and do something that incorporates that symbol. And so that's the general look that I'm kind of thinking, but it may look completely and totally different than this. I'm not entirely sure. It's also possible to maybe do the whole scabbard in blue and then cut in grooves, which then would have some various depth or width, which would then spiral around in the various colors and maybe not take up as much of the scabbard, so more of it would be kind of that baby blue color. I'm not entirely sure, but I'd certainly like to see ideas, because I want to make sure that if I'm doing a scabbard like this, it's pretty easy for me to be familiar with a little bit of what's possible, but also what I think might look cool, but I might totally be being out of character with the Rainbow Dash theme. So if there's an element of character or something that a person that is into My Little Pony could tell me about, if I'm on the right track, if the drawings and pictures that you saw are on the fit the theme of the character, or if I'm overstepping, right? Because for a lot of people that like swords, they like a particular kind of sword, and so it'd be very easy, for example, for somebody to say, "Oh, I know you like swords, so I got you this. This is a sword, right?" And it's like, that's not really a sword. That's a bayonet, and it's not the same thing that I'm into. And it'd be very easy for me, as somebody who isn't an aficionado on My Little Pony, to think that it fits My Little Pony, that think that it represents the character, and then to have it be really kind of an eyesore and something that a fan wouldn't enjoy. So I could use some guidance in that way if you happen to be a fan of the show. Anyway, tentative plan is to do more or less a paint lacquer scheme. I've thought about inlaying various things, like to get a My Little Pony Rainbow Dash wig and spiral that around and then lacquer over it, but the lacquer can obscure some of that stuff. So getting colors that are matched to the colors of My Little Pony are going to be really important, and then to have some sort of theme that incorporates those colors on the scabbard as well as on the handle. I'm not sure exactly how to do it. I might do some sort of rainbow stripe down. I'm not sure how easy it is to lacquer the Samegao on there, but maybe do various colors of the same lacquer integrated on the handle so that you would see some of the change in the various diamond patterns that would show if a silk handle is the way to go. So anyway, that's the tentative gist of what I'm thinking. I'm in the ideation stage right now. Nothing has moved forward. This project will probably take a very long time, so don't look for progress in a month. It probably won't move anywhere in a month. It may take a year, 3 years maybe on the high side. So anyway, once I decide on what the pattern and look will be, or once I get some feedback, I can finalize make sure that it's within the realm of possibility, develop a plan, so to speak. I might need to have some custom fittings and things like that made, and they're all subject to getting all of those pieces lined up. There's quite a process to be done to make those kind of things. But anyway, that is my tentative plan for the moment. I'm working on the My Little Pony. I'm anxious to hear what people think, if I'm on the right track, or if anyone can send me any drawings, ideas, thoughts that they might have on the subject, or just some ideas. I'd be grateful for anything to make sure that I'm doing those things. I want it to be a functional, good thing, and I feel like I can probably answer most of those questions and make sure that the sword is functional. That's a specialty of mine, perhaps. But making it true to form, true to the character, I definitely need aid there. So anyway, that's all I've got. Hopefully the project is interesting. I'm anxious to see how it goes, and I probably will have to eventually rock it in the dojo at least once and see if I can get some funny looks from folks. Anyway, that's all I've got. Cheers, and thanks for watching.